just shed a little light on what the Clarity Challenge is all about. Each day throughout the Clarity Challenge, which starts in next week, we are going to focus on a different aspect of clarity. So, day one, we're going to talk about triggers and emotional well being. Day two, we're going to talk about building resilience and inner strength. There's going to be activities during that time. There's going to be some discussion, some Q&As. And then we're also going to be on the last day creating our own plan for lasting change and how to cultivate joy. So it's going to be 3 days. Each day is about an hour, including the Q&A session. And these will be recorded for us to be able to listen to them. Anyone who joins us and is making the, if they register, they'll have access to all the recordings and the materials and everything. All right. So during this Clarity Challenge, we're talking about mindfulness. All right. Mindfulness, that practice of being fully present and aware of current moments, what's going on right now without any judgment. Okay. Thinking about it, paying attention to your thoughts, to your feelings, to your surroundings, just having an open and accepting attitude. And it sounds really easy, but it's a lot more complicated than we might think. Otherwise, we would be mindful all the time. Don't you agree? And the benefits of this mindfulness, these things we're going to be talking about at the Clarity Challenge, is, it is going to equip us with these different tools and things to handle stress with a more balanced and calm perspective. So, in theory, it leads to an overall well being. But I'm here to tell you, and that's what this Clarity Challenge is all about, that clarity is not just finding time to meditate or to journal. Being mindful is a way of living. Because if you wait till you have time to meditate or you have time to journal, to be mindful, and those are good times to practice, but if you wait till you have the time, you're probably going to burn out before you get to that point. And whether you're working or you're retired, there's so many things that go on in our day to day that steal our opportunities to be mindful. And so the Clarity Challenge is going to help us to do that. It's going to help us to really focus on this mindfulness in our everyday routines, not just when we feel like we have time to take a break. All right, so we're going to do a mindfulness exercise right now. And some of you have seen this before. I'm going to turn it on or let it play, and I'm going to read what it says to you. So I want you to either watch, there's going to be pictures there that'll be hopefully calming, and just listen. Okay, listen to me as we go through this mindfulness exercise. So get ready. I'm going to click on the button and we're going to open up the screen. All right. So as you breathe in, imagine you're inhaling understanding and warmth. Feel the air filling your lungs with a sense of empathy. Release any self-judgment, doubts, worries. With each exhale, let go of negativity that's creating and inhibiting your self-clarity. Inhale again, this time inviting acceptance. Imagine that gentle light of self-compassion. Exhale, release the need for perfectionism Allow yourself to be human. Embrace those imperfections. Inhale deeply again, inviting self-kindness. Picture yourself enveloped in warmth. Let go of criticism. Allow your breath to carry away any of those harsh thoughts, those self-imposed expectations. Inhale once more, and this time just focus on your resilience. Feel that strength. Acknowledge your abilities to overcome challenging activities. Release any self-doubt about your capabilities. Trust that you're capable and worthy. All right. You can open your eyes now. I hope you found that helpful in the moment. And we're going to talk about what happens when we're not mindful. What happens on a regular basis? Instead of pausing, taking time to reflect, to seek clarity, we get caught up in a cycle of doing more, often doing lots of things, feeling busy, feeling less connected with ourselves, feeling like we're not getting anything done, or the opposite. We don't do anything. We just are frozen. Either way, we're spinning our wheels. We're expending energy without really moving forward. So I'm just curious, when it comes to busyness or procrastination, which one do you think exemplifies you when you're in a state of uncertainty? Are you a kind of person that just keeps yourself busy like me? For years, I kept myself super busy, doing all kinds of things and really thinking that the more I did, the more I was going to get done. And in reality, it really, really took its toll. But how about procrastination, not doing anything? That's not me. I usually do keep pretty busy. So the clarity challenge is going to be about breaking that cycle. So the key to finding real clarity in our lives and finding the peace that we want on a consistent basis, even amidst all the change and things that are going on in our world, is to slow down and allow yourself to take purposeful action instead of just staying busy, doing what you have to do day in and day out. Just doing the same things maybe, but slowing down a bit. So now we're going to do what I call the clarity chat, the clarity chat chain. And this is for people that are watching live, people that are here with us in the group. We're going to, and let me click on it so I can show you what we're going to do and how it's going to work. Here we go. All righty, let's put this on here. It's called the Clarity Challenge Chat Chain. So hopefully you can see the chat chain instructions here. In the chat, whether you're here on the Zoom or you're watching the replay or the YouTube, whatever, you're going to answer the first why question that I will give you. We're going to be asking some why questions here. Then, after you post your answer in the chat, and you don't have to, but if you'd like to post and participate, I would encourage you to. Then I want you to pick someone else's response in the chat and reply with your own WHY question, your own why question. So someone's going to type the answer, and then you're going to ask them why, and you're going to ask them your own why question based on whatever they said. And it's just for fun, okay? Just to get us chatting. You're going to keep your answers brief and pretty much focused on what we're doing. And it's just really a quick interactive way for us to explore deeper insights together. So we're going to do this chat chain. Now, here are some of the why questions you might ask them. Here's some examples so you don't feel like, what in the world is she talking about? You could say, what do you think? Why do you think you stay busy? Or why do you feel the need to put off things? Why does this busyness feel so necessary? Why do you feel overwhelmed with your schedule? Why do you feel overwhelmed with procrastination? Why do you think it's hard to slow down? Or why do you think you avoid taking action, moving forward? So there's a lot of why questions you can ask during this chat chain. And the idea is for this to continue going on and on for days, as long as people want to interact and dig a little bit deeper into this busyness procrastination thing. So here comes the very first question for you to answer. And it has to do with both. Why do you prioritize certain tasks over others? Okay, you can think of a specific task if you want to, or you can just say in general, why do you do certain things incessantly, maybe, over things that you probably should be doing, but you're procrastinating or putting them off? So if you are wanting to join us in this chat chain, go ahead and put it in the chat. Answer the question, why do you prioritize certain tasks over others? Why do you tend to be a procrastinator? What are some things you procrastinate on? And then we'll go back and forth, allowing you to answer each other's questions, to ask each other's questions. So let's see. I see a few chats here. I enjoy talking with my clients that have already committed to working with me towards improving their lives. Mm, 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 mm. Some things are easy, handled easier. Other things I avoid because they're more difficult or because you can't predict the outcome. Ah, yeah. Prioritizing tasks based on ease, level of energy. There we go again. So now, if you want to, let's get the chain going. So we can click on someone's chat and you can do that little reply button right there. It looks like a chat with a chat window with a plus on it. You click on that and you reply. I am watching the group too, and I see someone mentioning, I prioritize cleaning over dealing with stress. Ah, yeah, that's very interesting. So let's ask each other some why questions. Why? Hmm. And Lori agrees, handling things are easy over the difficult things. So let's ask ourselves some why questions on that. Why do we always put the easy things first? Some people say, do it afterwards. Get the hard stuff done first and then move forward. And I see some people asking some why questions on here. So thank you. This is going to help us to be able to move forward. So why do we prioritize maybe cleaning or fiddling around in our she shed, making earrings, as opposed to doing some of the more difficult things? And, I think we talk about two things that are easy, the level of energy or an immediate due date. Mm. Anybody in here used to getting things done in a quick, I mean, before the due date? Or are you someone that kind of waits till the last minute, procrastinates? Ah, why do you avoid challenging clients to take action? That's a good one. Hmm. Interesting. I like how this is going. And I'm so grateful that you guys are participating. So this is really how the chat chain goes. And those of you that are chatting right here on the Zoom, we'll when this is over, we'll be you won't be able to see your answers there, so you'll just have to kind of talk about it right now. So just think about some of these why questions that people have brought up. Why do you avoid talking to challenging people? Um, Avoid talking to people that haven't taken action. Maybe Mona, that haven't expressed an interest in working with you. Ah, there you go. Hmm, interesting. So it's neat or interesting to me that we've talked about task, procrastination, busyness, doing things that are really easy and getting them done over things that are more difficult. Now, you're welcome to continue to chat in this chat chain, but I want to tell you something. In the stillness, between all of those busy tasks, those quick things you're getting done here, getting done there, you can find clarity to understand what truly matters and to maybe get some of that hard stuff done. Mm, there's a lot to think about. Mm, I see some really good questions there. So you guys can keep chatting about that. And then I'm going to move on to the next part of our clarity party. This part doesn't seem too much of a party, does it? We're more kind of digging in, but it's in these answers where the peace eventually comes, is taking time to answer these questions, taking time to chat about it, whether it's with yourself or in a group like this. So, when we get ready to do the clarity challenge, day one, the outcome's going to be learning how to identify your triggers, confronting those challenges and those triggers, because that's what it's going to take to fortify your ability to adapt, to persevere, and to thrive in what you're doing, whether you're facing adversity or not, whether you're just branching out into a new area. You got to be able to confront those triggers and just learn to adapt, persevere, and thrive. How about outcome number two? Managing stress effectively. Effective stress management is one of the things that's going to help you break that cycle of constant busyness, doing all the other things, because you're going to be more mindful and balanced. And if you can identify, like you did in those questions that we just talked about and that you're still chatting about in the chat chain, if you can identify what's going on there and you can come up with a balanced approach by creating room for reflection and getting better clarity, then you're going to be able to make some of those goals that you have been stressing over for a long, long time. And then the last day of the Clarity Challenge is going to be on implementing those techniques, being able to incorporate them into your everyday life, these little shifts from being reactive with what's going on around you to being proactive, just intentionally taking action one step at a time, not trying to find the easiest way out, because you know what that leads to? Busyness, doing the same thing over and over and over without getting much, um, without making much progress. And I think we've all been there. And those of you who are registered for the Clarity Challenge, we've got a lot of resources Once you've registered, they're in the challenge hub, and I'd send them out in emails too. One of them is the Clarity Reset, 7 days to rediscover your peace. Some of you have probably already gone over that, um, or utilized it. It came in the email, and it's also on in the portal. Also, there's a workbook in the portal called the 10 Tranquil Solutions for Trigger Management. Click here, show you what the registration page looks like. You just go in there, you just click on the button here, and it has you fill out a little form, and that gets you right in the challenge, right in with all the things that you need to have so that you can participate in the challenge. So, and I want to leave you with this quote: you're allowed to be both a masterpiece and a work in progress simultaneously.